How to get your rights reverted. The most common ways to get your book reverted to you is if both the reversion terms have expired and the threshold is fulfilled, or if the publisher closes. Fulfilled option clause. With my debut trilogy, I had to wait until the clause was fulfilled before becoming a successful reverted author. Of the 4 contracts I signed, there were wild differences between all the reversion conditions. In this world of technology, the reversion clauses usually refer to the book being in print. If your ebook and digital audiobooks are selling past the threshold, even if your physical books aren't, then you most likely won't have grounds to revert. If your publisher is closing for any reason, or another company buys them, this may be an instance of exercising the right to revert your book. Check with your agent or contact the publisher to inquire about the reversion. How to write a reversion request. From my research and what I wrote to my publisher, the more succinct the letter is, the better for everyone. This isn't the time to write a manifesto. My template is a jumping off point, and not the only way you can ask, but it worked for me. Also, I had asked for reversion for a book within the rights reversion period, and one that was not fulfilled, which is an important distinction and why I've offered 2 examples. An editable version of these letters is available at KatlynDuncan.com/reversion letter. Sample letter. If reversion specifications have been met, I am writing to request that per publishing contract identifier, the rights for title revert to me, the author. This is where you state your terms according to the contract and how they have been fulfilled, i.e., it has been 7 years since publication and the book is selling under 250 units over the last quarter. I request a written confirmation of rights reversion for my records. Sample letter. If reversion specifications have not been met, I am writing to request that title in publishing contract identifier revert to me, the author. This is where you explain why the publisher should revert the rights, whether you are looking for all of them or a specific sub-right. You may need evidence of sales or lack of publisher exercising those rights, etc. The more evidence you show, the better. I request a written confirmation of rights reversion for my records. What if your publisher doesn't grant reversion of rights? We can't discuss all the ways that you revert without talking about what happens when your letter goes unanswered, or the publisher wants to remarket the book. This isn't necessarily a failure, because if the publisher believes in your book enough that they want to work to sell more, then that's great. But that is also the risk when signing a contract, which is why it's so important to make sure you are 100% aware of this before signing. Unanswered request. If your publisher doesn't answer your formal request, this may need to escalate to someone else in the publishing house, imprint, your agent, or a lawyer, especially if the rights reversion period is over and fulfilled. You should fight for your book. With a lawyer, you may incur initial costs, but with the rights given back to you, you have the opportunity to make all that back and then some. The publisher wants to remarket your book. In my research, there have been successes and failures, because when you request book rights to be reverted to you, there is a reprint demand, which allows the publisher, in essence, to make the book in print once more. I've seen instances of publishers recovering books, changing book blurbs, and adding extra marketing to a book to keep out of the danger zone of reversion. Another way that you wouldn't have the opportunity for reversion is that you are a successfully selling author. This could come in 2 ways. 1, your book is selling well. Most of us are in this business to sell books. And if you're doing that, then congratulations. 2, another one of your books is selling well. And since frontlist sells backlist, you may have to ride it out for longer than you expected. If you are determined to get your rights back, then you either have to wait it out or refer to sample letter 2 and see if you can get any sub-rights back.